All right, well, welcome back to 4th and 3 Dudes. We're back for episode number 5. Georgia had a bye week this time, but we're going to go ahead and get ready for the big week we got ahead of us. I'm Chris Nama coming to you from here in Peachtree Corners, Georgia. Got my co-host and a special guest with us today. So, Cord, go ahead and introduce yourself.
My name is Cord. I'm a 3-year letterman. And Chris, I just have to stop you. I did not know that you could play a guitar like that. That bumper music is spot on.
well, it's what I do. It's what I do.
He whips it out for special occasions.
All right, go ahead, Bernie.
All right, I'm Bernie down in St. Mary's. I have a refugee gal, so it's 4th and 3 dudes and 1 gal. She brought 2 more refugees from Savannah. We're going to hold out for the Hurricane Helene.
Yep.
So this is Ainsley. This
Nice.
is Bernie.
That's Bernie, Ainsley.
Well, welcome aboard, Ainsley. Glad to have you here. Hopefully you can help add some things and help even out what we get from Cord every now and then. But
I'll do my best.
That's heavy lifting right there.
Just do your best.
You're so screwed.
All right.
I am so screwed.
But before we get into that stuff, I mean, hey, let's talk about what you're drinking, Cord. Let's go ahead and start it off, man, because it sounds like
I'm not drinking. I'm eating olive.
Please.
Was that olive part of something else? I mean, you're tapping it on something.
It possibly could be, but I'm carb loading for tomorrow.
Well, I myself poured myself a Creature Comforts Flash Cat.
Flash Cat.
What
a name. What a name.
I'm about to say it. 8% IPA, and of course got the
Hazy.
Creature Comforts glass too. A little bit hazy, but
Yeah.
enjoying that. How about you, B?
I went back to the E.H. Taylor National Championship glass.
Of course.
What?
Of course.
That E.H. Taylor, that's what worked for Clemson episode. So going back to it, big game this week. How about you, Ainsley?
Yeah, it's a superstition. I've got a very, very fancy orange juice and ginger ale mix.
Hey,
Cheers.
that does.
Cheers.
Cheers. Oh, yep. Everybody,
Oh,
cheers.
poor Ainsley. You need to redo your contract.
You know,
When I'm 21.
I'm about to say, don't be trying to get her in trouble there, Cord.
No.
Okay, so before we get into the big game of this week, why don't we go ahead and talk about what happened last week with those Beavers, Cord? How'd they do?
Well, they did pretty good. What's Purdue? The Big 10 or Big 12?
Big
Ten.
10.
Oh, the Big 10. Yeah, well, they
Big
came
10.
to Reser Stadium and they lost 38-21. Oregon State had 350-something yards rushing, and they are the national leaders in time of possession. I guess Purdue is like the Vanderbilt of the Big 10. Maybe they're trying to increase their SAT scores or something like that. But, yeah, Beavers handle them pretty easily, and we just ran the ball down their throats.
Okay.
So they won by 17, and the line was 16.5, right? Good
I
for
don't
you,
know
Nama.
about Beavers.
I'm about to say, I should have stuck with that one. I picked them the wrong week, obviously.
I'm just saying they're going to win.
Oh, yeah, I went back one too many weeks. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fast
Yep.
forward in
No.
time.
They were favored by 3, so they won easily.
Yeah.
Covered the line easily.
Favored
Good for
by
them.
3. After the beatdown Purdue took at the hands of Notre Dame the week before that?
Yeah, they didn't bounce back, but the Beavers bounced back against Oregon.
Yes,
Yeah.
the Beavers did need that. They did need that after. Oh, we won't talk about that game.
What channel was it on, Cord?
The CW?
The CW right after the Gilmore Girls marathon.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Always.
In between the Gilmore Girls and the Dukes of Hazzard.
Man, I don't think the Dukes of Hazzard is on the CW.
What? Well, I was watching it.
Well, okay.
Come on.
Well, you are the expert because, I mean, again, that's where 95% of y'all's games are this year. But
There
hey,
you go.
you've got a network. You have got a network.
That's why we brought you on.
Yeah, and
Help us
Oregon,
navigate the Pac-2.
Yeah, Oregon and Washington left the Pac-12 because they didn't get on national recognition.
Yep. Womp
Hey.
womp.
Womp womp.
Yep. So has there been any more movement with, speaking of the Pac-2/Pac-6?
Speaking of the Pac-2, I'm glad you asked, Chris. So the Pac-2 has gone to the Pac-6 with the addition of San Diego State, Colorado State. Who are the other two?
Boise State.
Boise
A
State.
lot of states.
There's a lot of states, and then
you know what? That opens us
Colorado
up
State too.
To an unbelievable contract with Allstate Insurance. The Allstate Conference.
Oh my goodness.
So now, and so you can't believe how much has moved in the West. So we were hoping to get Tulane, USF, and who's that other loser school?
Don't talk about those losers. You're trying to pull them in.
Well, last minute notes.
Central Florida?
No, USF, Tulane, and Memphis. But they're like, hey, you know what? We need like $80 million to get out of our exit fees. And we're like, you know what? You don't really bring any value to eyeballs or watchers on the CW, so go pound sand. So they signed back with their conference.
We love you.
And we signed Utah State, so now it's the Pac-7. We need one more. So basically what we've done is we have ransacked the Mountain West for like 4 or 5 teams from their conference. And so they have 7 teams. We have 7 teams. It's up to UNLV. UNLV is tied by the state legislature to Nevada. We don't want Nevada. And UNLV just lost their quarterback because they promised them $100,000 when they're only paying $3,000 a month. There was an agreement signed. So UNLV said, hey, we don't have an agreement signed with them, so what's the problem? The problem is going to be is the recruits. So how is UNLV and Florida going to be able to recruit when they have assistant coaches and offensive coordinators promising players to
money that's not there? Yeah.
Do what?
Money that's not there. They don't have it.
They didn't have it, but Vegas said, hey, you don't have a signed document. We're not going to pay you. Even though the kid transferred and was there for 4 months, the quarterback was Saluka. They're 3-0 right now, and they got the best team they've ever had. And that kid just showed up and said, hey, you know what? These guys lied to me. I'm going to redshirt. And like I said, it's welcome to the NIL. So you got players negotiating mid-season, and you have teams that are reneging on promises that aren't signed, but I don't know if they realize what damage they're going to do to Matt. I mean, gosh, what if a coach goes into Florida and tries to promise players, hey, we're going to pay you this much to join, the Gator Nation, but they get a history of not paying that quarterback that's sitting in Georgia.
Yeah, Rashida.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gotten crazy because former Georgia defensive tackle Barry Alexander did the same thing at USC today.
Yep.
I mean, he
I was about to bring that up too.
It was less about NIL, but I mean, he had a good season his freshman year at Georgia, made some tackles in the bowl game, and went out to USC for greener pastures. And I guess he decided they weren't greener. So
right, and there's one coach, I forget who it was. I read it, and it's like, you know what? And he's talking to the players about leaving for greener pastures. Like, you know what? Just wait here until the pastures get greener. Instead of leaving for $100,000, you leave for $500,000. So I don't have my notes. I forgot who that was, but it makes sense, because a lot of these players, especially the ones from the Beavers who have left for greener pastures, may have got more money, but they're getting, a lot less yards, a lot less activity in the NFL.
Less CW exposure.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Oh, never live it down.
They just carry the curse of the Beaver transfer portal with them. So
that lives on.
Yeah. But no, because I guess Barry Alexander, he's taking a red shirt to be able to try to come back next year. But I mean, again, that's yet to be seen if he's actually going to do it, going to stay at USC.
Is that the Georgia kid?
Former Georgia, yeah. He was the one who, like Bernie said, he transferred up to USC because he thought that was going to
transfer.
Yeah. But anyway, all right.
But then you know what? I don't like. It becomes a whole different scenario from the coaches to the teammates to the fans, as far as, the NIL and what you support. If someone leaves my favorite team, screw them. I wouldn't piss them on, if they were on fire. If if I was a player and someone's offering me a lot of money, you know what, I might not make the pros. I gotta take what I can get. It's just the nature of the beast, and they've turned the NCAA into the professional football. So you're going to have players going to be leaving mid-season, and the fans are going to suffer.
Yep.
Unless you got players like JM Griffin from Ole Miss, who was third string and wasn't getting a lot of playing time, and left Ole Miss to go to Oregon State, and now he's starting and he's like the leading rusher. So there are instances where it does work, but there are a lot of instances where it's all about greed and it's all about what's in it for me, and
and agents and family members that get in the kids' ear too.
They're the worst.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so it's not a good look for college football going forward.
Yeah, they're blowing their ear. The guy for UNLV, his agent wasn't even registered in Nevada. So he's like, hold on, we gotta wait till I get registered, and then we'll go after him.
Yeah.
And
crazy.
And UNLV is like, we don't have a signed document. Sorry, stick it.
It's unfortunate.
It is. But all right, well, moving on from that, let's go on to what is probably, definitely the biggest game in the country this weekend. We got UGA traveling to Tuscaloosa, Alabama, to take on the Crimson Tide, number 2 versus number 4. And I can't remember how long the streak is, but the fact that UGA is actually favored coming into Tuscaloosa, if it stays that way up until game time, it's going to end the longest. How long is that streak? Do you know? Anybody know?
39.
I don't know the streak, but it's been a while.
Yes.
Isn't it 39?
39?
Regular season?
Something like that.
No, I think it's more than that. I think it's, but anyway. But yeah. So anyway, again, one of the things about having the week off, we both have the week off. We're hoping to try to get healthy. What's the latest on the Dogs that hopefully we're going to get back? What do you got, Bernie?
Michael, right?
Yeah, well, Michael, I think we definitely will see Brinson coming back, which we definitely need because those, Sear Stackhouse and Ingram Dawkins, you could tell in the Kentucky team. I think they did 95% of the snaps is what I heard, and that's just way too many interior defensive linemen. So as much as we'd like to get Michael back with the edge rush that we need, having Brinson back and maybe Jordan Hall too would be great. And then, of course, we have the news broke yesterday about London Humphreys at wide receiver, has mono, so he won't make the team. He won't make the trip at all. But then I think the others are pretty straightforward. Roger Robertson, Tate Radledge had the tightrope surgery we talked about last week, and Sokovie White at wide receiver. So I think the biggest question for me in terms of injury report would be, does Michael make the trip? Kirby's very guarded about his words, of course. And if he makes the trip, maybe gets on the field a little bit. And, that would help, someone like Jalon Walker, who has proven he can, cause some havoc. It's nice to have Michael on the field a few snaps too, but only if he's going to produce. Yeah.
Again, that's one of the things about this matchup too. I've heard a lot of people talking as well. You go into it, it's always been one of the biggest marquee things that's happened in football over the past number of years with Saban and Kirby and everything else. Now they got DeBoer, but it's one of those things too with this 12-team playoff now. It's crazy. It's not going to affect you as much, but if you lose, but again, it's just hard. It's like trying to turn the NCAA into more of an NFL style thing, which is frustrating at times, but
yeah, and that's where you have, we're lucky as dog fans to have someone like Kirby that can really manage the roster through what we were talking about earlier with the NIL, but also managing a roster for a travel. We can only take 53 kids. He is only going to take ones that can really contribute. And if there's someone behind, yes, we use Michael as a example. Someone behind him, he feels like could contribute more. I mean, Michael might get left behind. So, but I think we got healthier and encouraged, and we'll just see how it all plays out.
Yeah. So what do you think?
Kirby said he was hopeful of Michael coming out because he wasn't at practice much or something like that during this past week, but the word hopeful came up a lot.
Yeah, it comes up a lot with Kirby. He says hopeful a lot.
Hopeful, yeah.
But I think you're right, Ainsley. You track how their participation goes. If they're running, they're still at best questionable.
Yeah, exactly.
But if they're participating, then like Brinson was, he's ahead of Hall.
Yeah.
Brinson's definitely going to play, and I think that's what we need even more than an edge rusher.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, again, we got to look at the I guess, kind of like the keys to what Georgia's got to do. I mean, after our game at Kentucky, especially with Tate Ratledge being out, hoping the next man up is going to be able to step up and protect a little bit better this week. Because, I mean, I think that's got to be one of the best things we got to do is keep Beck upright and get him some easy lanes or easy pockets to throw the ball from too.
Yeah, and he's got to stretch the field more. I mean, he needs to just trust his receivers. I know, we don't have that receiving core set yet beyond, Dylan Bell, Lovett,
Colby.
we lose Humphreys, Colby Young is there, but he needs to just trust somebody to run deep. Arian Smith comes to mind.
Big one.
Just to trust it, and even if it's a 50-50 ball, Beck just needs to trust it because if we don't stretch the field, their defense is good enough to strangle us, and that's not going to be. So I'm hopeful for a more wide open offense.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking one of the other things I heard too is we're the only team in the NCAA team that is not allowed a touchdown, and we're also I think we're the only one who hasn't committed a turnover yet either. Which I'm not going to
there you go.
The touchdown streak ends Saturday night. Let's just say that the touchdown streak ends Saturday night.
Yeah, that'd be a lot to hope for.
Alabama was the last team to score a touchdown against us last December, and they'll be the next team to score touchdowns against us. So
let's put it into the universe.
Let's get that out of the way. But I do think our defense is just
what does that mean?
Lights out.
What does what mean?
What? Yeah.
Oh, he's awake.
You think Bama's going to score in Georgia?
A touchdown, yes.
That's it.
What?
That's it. Though.
Pick six.
Well, that'll be good. Then the defense
Ford has a lot of confidence in our defense. They're really good. We got to contain Milroe. We got to
That's the big thing.
The big guy I follow is Brooks Austin, and he says we got to have a dirty pocket, and that just means putting hands in his face. Mm-hmm. That means touching him, making him force a throw early.
Yeah.
Even if we don't put him on the ground, we can't let him just sit there, and we can't let him just spring free.
Now, do you think Kirby is going to be able to get that defense tuned in with Alabama's offense?
Absolutely.
It'll be a show.
They will score a deep ball. They're an explosive team, and they'll have explosive plays, but we have the defense to limit them.
Mm-hmm.
I think that game's going to be a lot like golfing at Browns Mill. It's whoever makes the least mistakes is going to win.
I mean,
Browns Mill?
Man, as long as you don't.
Well, I got to be honest. At Browns Mill, you have to be carrying, and you got to be packing because you get mugged when the guy
down near
comes
the
over
airport.
the fence.
Where did that come from? Browns Mill.
You ever play Browns Mill?
Yes, many times.
Yes.
Because it was only $45.
Right. I mean, again.
I'm just saying.
Anyway.
It's a lot different now. I'm just saying.
Yeah. I mean, again, like you said, I think we've got the defensive backfield that can run with those receivers, too. I mean, again, they've got a 17-year-old freshman phenom that's leading them and catching and everything, or yardage and all that stuff right now.
He's 17 years old.
I know.
Have you heard that?
I mean, I think everybody's heard it now. But yeah, I mean, again, he's good. But yeah, when you're running wide open like that, I mean, I would hope Milroe could hit him. But I mean,
yeah,
again,
he won't be that wide open.
Yeah, I mean, you saw their struggles against South Florida. I mean, again, having a 1-point lead with 10 minutes left in that game. I mean, granted, it didn't end up that way. They finally hit some explosives or whatever. But, I mean, it's definitely proven that, I mean, if South Florida can keep him in check for that long, I mean, I think we got a really good shot at it, too.
Logically. And that was their previous week, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was their...
Before Wisconsin.
It was 2 weeks before, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. This is our SEC home opener, and they're like, what, 14-1? I saw for SEC home openers. Which
that's a good point. In South Florida may be a better team than Wisconsin, and they're riding high after beating Wisconsin the way they did. It should be, but we'll see. It's going to be a slugfest. We got to hunker down.
Hunker down, literally. I mean, like our offense has to settle in a little bit quicker and a lot of bit quicker than we did at Kentucky, because that's a hostile environment. It's going to be even more hostile. A lot of stuff is at stake. So it's going to be a test, but I think Kentucky was a little bit more of a test just to really help us.
And Clemson, I think.
Clemson was too.
Clemson's proven to be a good team.
Yeah.
So I think they really challenged us and set the bar for this type of game.
Yeah.
This early in the season.
Yeah. It's helped us.
Yeah. I mean, Clemson's a good team, but they're still in the sham conference.
Yes.
They are. He woke up.
Hey, there we go.
Sham conference.
According to Bernie.
I was waiting. I'm surprised Court didn't already say that.
Copyright.
But yeah, no, definitely getting the offense going a little bit sooner. I mean, it's going to see whether Etienne whether he use Frazier, depending on how he's feeling. I mean, again, he was coming back some, but I mean, using those running backs, but I was big on them setting up plays and whatever, but we were setting up plays forever. Lord have mercy.
It was awful.
It's like, come on.
It was very painful.
Eventually, you've got to do something. But I mean, again, it's
the SEC.
Yeah. But I mean, it's like Beck started off the last year like that too. I mean, it took him forever to start taking shots down the field. Yeah. But I mean, Bobo's got to encourage it.
I think big thing for me is we got to be able to run the dang ball. Mm-hmm. We got to be able to run the ball, space it out, something, because we did not run the ball. We couldn't really do much at Kentucky, to be honest, until we had to.
Right.
But we just really got to run the ball, open some stuff up, and then like he had said, to get Beck settled in and be comfortable with taking shots and trusting his receivers.
Yeah, come on.
Put them up.
And I mean, talking about other stats too, I think I heard as well about the fact that Kirby, is he undefeated or maybe only has one loss coming off of a period of time where he has an extra week to prepare, coming off a bye week.
Just a one loss.
Yeah.
And that's big. And of course they had a bye week too, but I think we had a lot more we knew we had to work on. I don't think Wisconsin showed Bama a lot about what they had to work on.
No.
So you got to give the edge to Kirby there, and he knows how to use that off week for sure.
Mm-hmm. Chew some butts.
Yes. No, he I'm sure he was definitely doing that, because he does find a way to motivate those boys, and again, hopefully we'll be able to fix those things and get the ship steered the right direction early on.
I mean, I think that's an even game. Like I said, it's about who makes the most mistakes. But as far as motivational coaches, the Alabama coach has got a great record. He's only lost a total. Well, his max loss is 3 games per season over his whole career. But if Kirby can motivate the kids, I mean, they'll run through a brick wall. So.
Yeah.
Welcome to the SEC. Let's go.
Yep.
Let's go.
All right. Well, we know it's going to be a big game, and everybody's got to be ready, whether you're watching it in the stadium in Tuscaloosa or on your couch at home. So just be ready for that. So
we might have a special guest next weekend, Emma.
Oh.
Yeah, Jeremy and Dana are flying into the Hurricane on Friday.
Oh, there we go.
To go to the game in Tuscaloosa. If they can't make it, I invite them to your house. So.
Very well.
I told him that Emma's making a brisket, so
don't say he didn't warn you. So that goes right into what are we going to eat?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Well, I guess a brisket now. I ain't got no time for no brisket.
He calls you out with the brisket.
We do a flat or a point?
Man, they ain't doing that. Ain't got no time for that. But yeah, we got to figure out something. I mean,
Haven't figured it out.
Haven't figured it out yet. The hurricane.
You wait.
So he's supposed to fly in. He's supposed to fly in at 2 p.m. on Friday during the worst wind that we have.
Take notes, Nema.
Yeah, so I said
that ain't happening.
We'll be on standby.
Well, here in St. Mary's, we're having ribs. We're having sweet and sour baked beans. We're having collard greens. She picked out most of the menu.
Stuffed fries.
Stuffed fries. The first time I'm making those.
What is that?
What?
Stuffed
it's
fries.
Basically you mash potatoes and then you put them all in a Ziploc bag with season and refrigerate them, and you cut them into fry shape and then you fry them.
Nice.
They look good. So we're having that, and hopefully that's enough to feed all our refugees.
Take a picture.
Yeah, I'll put it into Google Doc.
Just for you.
Don't send Cord anything on Google. He doesn't understand shared with me.
Delete.
So that's what we're eating. So you want to go on to Locks of the Week?
Well, we can do that. Yeah, I mean, I guess, unless Cord's going to tell me what else I got to make on Saturday.
Yeah, anything beside the brisket, Cord?
Cord doesn't care about anything but brisket. We got to keg the oh my God, that beer! Lord have mercy.
That's right, y'all brewed.
Yeah, well, it was more like a freaking nightmare, a brewmare.
It's like a Frankenstein brew. So if it turns out, it's going to be huge.
Yeah, but again, unrepeatable. But
unrepeatable.
Well,
the recipe is lost.
Oh, it's using enough.
The recipe's still there. It's just financially, it's a loss.
Nevermore.
It's a financial loss for sure. I mean, using 24 pounds of grain for a 5-gallon batch of beer. Whew. Anyway, those of you out there know. If you know, you know. So, but anyway, let's go ahead and go to the locks of the week. So
an update. Heading into from week 4 to week 5. So, Cord pivoted off of Ole Miss and went with Tennessee -7, and of course they won pretty easily. So Cord moves to 4-0 on the season.
Look at that.
I think that's undefeated. Nama.
I'm just like Lane Kiffin. Is that what you're saying?
No, you're not just like Lane Kiffin. So Nama unfortunately picked Missouri -20.5, and
I told you they don't cover Nama.
Well, yeah, that's pretty obvious.
That was did not work out. Nama fell to 2-2, and I fell to 2-2 as well because Cal could not handle being +2.5.
Cal's a wild card, I told you.
Yeah, they just didn't. They almost did it, but they're a couple points off. So I'm 2-2. Cord's got a 2-game lead over both of us.
It's just like the Bad News Bears. They're the same team colors, and they're both sponsored by Chico's bail bonds. And sometimes they show up, sometimes they don't. It just depends on how drunk Coach Buttermaker is. I can't believe you gave him that many points.
They had 2.5. They beat Auburn.
Going back to that Tennessee game, man.
That doesn't look very good now.
Goodness gracious.
All right.
They didn't look that good either. But anyway.
All right, so who y'all got this
Tennessee
week?
game. Which one are you talking about?
I'm talking about the Tennessee-Oklahoma game.
I told you Hype was going there and take care of Minna.
Yeah.
And you're right.
Man, we should listen to Cord more often.
So speaking of which, Cord,
I'm trying to
you got this week.
Well, Cord, go ahead and make the people some money. Go ahead and tell us what you're like.
Yeah, give us some money here.
Save me for last. I still got to read my notes. You guys.
No, you're leading. You're leading. You go first.
All right, so we got. You just call me Jimmy the Greek. We got University of Washington over Rutgers. Washington's a 1.5 point underdog.
What?
Did he say 100 or 1?
1.5.
1.5.
Washington's an underdog to Rutgers? Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Welcome to the big whatever, 10 or 12.
Is Rutgers in the Big Ten? Yeah, I guess so.
So is that where you're going with?
Yeah. Have fun in New Jersey, losers. Nebraska -10.5 over Purdue.
You just want to sit down.
So this is the point where you know your pick. You just give it to us. What is your lock of the week?
You know what? I'm trying to enhance.
He's building the suspense
with all our content.
He's building the suspense.
Florida State +6.5 over SMU. They're going to lose again? Is that what they're saying?
They're gonna go
More
what?
than
1
likely.
and 4, 1 and 5.
Okay, so here's a surprise: is Wazoo is plus 6.5 over Boise
tell.
State.
Boise State's favorite?
Yes,
Mm.
Boise State's pretty good, and they just joined the pack whatever number.
You pack whatever.
They're going to pack 7, I think is what you said now.
Oklahoma, Auburn. Auburn's plus 1.
Yeah.
I got Oklahoma minus 2.5.
Let's see. Fresno State plus 2 over UNLV. UNLV just lost their quarterback.
All right, Corey,
NIL.
focus.
Keep the main thing the main thing.
You need some more time?
That's
Damon,
why I
you
try-
have your pick?
That's
Can
why I
you
tell
buy
you
more
guys. I'm trying to mentally think this thing through, but
He's got to keep his record, apparently.
You got a 2-game lead. Just pick one. Throw a dart.
No, go. Let me review my notes. You guys go ahead. I
Oh,
gotta be.
after all of that.
You know, I gotta be
cannot
perfect.
believe-
I gotta be perfect. Go ahead.
All right.
God damn
Chris,
it.
what do you got?
Okay. Name you ready? I'm ready.
Go ahead, Bernie.
Well, I was saving this for last.
Oh, I got it. I got it. Ohio State minus 24 over East Landfill.
Mm.
What?
Yes,
Who?
it's a lot.
Michigan State.
Michigan State. He didn't like them because they took his coach. So you're going Iowa State.
It took his coach.
Iowa State.
Ohio. Ohio.
Buckeyes.
Ohio State. And it was
Iowa.
minus 24?
It's
Yes.
23 in a hay is what it says on ESPN right now.
All right. What you got, Nama?
Well, that was my damn pick. But anyway. Freaking old man didn't say that one time until he rolled up into it. I mean, for the love. Well, then I'm going to go with Washington State. I'll take the 6.5 points against Boise.
Okay.
That's
Washington
Boise
State.
State. Hey, you know what? If they can stop Boise State's running game, you know they'll have it because Mateer, he's now talking the Heisman, and he's got a run game on his own, and he can pass the hell out of the ball.
Nice.
I've been telling you that for 4 weeks.
Pair him with Caleb Williams.
Mom.
Half-yard passes.
Meatloaf.
All right.
All right, Ainsley, who you got?
Hey, look at that dog.
Oh,
I'm going to pet that dog. I'm going to pet that dog.
His name is Deadpool. You see the resemblance?
Yeah, dude.
Obviously.
Except for the 2 swords on his back.
Yeah.
I get
All
the
right.
pick. I get the honor of
Yeah,
making a guest
take a
pick.
pick.
Oh, you know
Okay.
what? Let's do. Since your dad there is not doing so well, I don't want you to anchor yourself to him.
Anchor
So
down.
let's do 2.
2. If there's one thing that my dad has taught me is to be confident in my team.
Good. Pick it.
So I take Georgia.
There you go.
Me as well. Dogs roll. Tuscaloosa.
You guys can't pick the same teams.
Yeah, can't we?
Heck yeah.
Come on now.
Georgia rolls. Mark it.
Oh, there's,
By 1.5.
that's it. Another
1.5.
dog rolling
2.
through.
It was 1.5 just now, but I think it
Well,
was.
I
2
bought it a
earlier.
couple weeks ago at 4.5. That's how confident I am. It just happened to, Bet USS, they never have advanced picks, but it just showed up. And I took it there. But yeah, I would take them at 2. I would take them at minus 7.
There you
Georgia
go.
rolls. Go Dogs.
All right.
Double or
I like
nothing,
it.
man.
I like it. I dig
Double
it.
or nothing.
Well, that sounds good. That sounds good. So well, hopefully that comes true. And thank you, Ainsley, for joining us this evening for this.
Of
Well, I
course.
don't know this circus that we call the 4th and 3 dudes. But
Yeah, we call
anyway.
it circus.
This is great.
Well, hopefully you can come back again, and then we might bring you in as a remote guest next time from school.
There you go.
But
Oh
anyway,
yeah, we need a call-in show along with our chat group.
you've gotten lower and lower, Corey. You see,
We'll do that after we finish, and you'll just stay on and take all the calls.
Yeah.
You know what?
Yeah.
You know, I think we get one listener out there that's really appreciated my content.
Always.
Ma!
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 all right. Well, thank y'all for hanging in. If you have hung in this long, so anyway, let's get a win this week and go Dogs.
Go Dogs.
Go Dogs.